Hey, Jen.
Hi, Amber.
I was determined to speak first.
You did it.
I did. And today we're going to be talking about a book. It's called That Time I Accidentally Became a Serial Killer. It's by Rebecca Sinclair. And this, I'm going to just put this little context. I found this book on Instagram on an ad, and it popped up just kind of like what it was sharing. Like
I didn't know I didn't know this.
I know. And so I clicked on it and I was like, oh my gosh. It basically spread Legally Blonde meets Dexter. And I was immediately intrigued. And then I clicked on the book, right? I clicked on the book and I was like, oh my gosh, this has such, in my opinion, a cheesy cover.
I loved it.
When you think about like fantasy books or like rom-coms, I thought it was super cheesy. It's a good graphic, right? But I thought it was super cheesy.
That's why she didn't like it. It was pink.
Yes. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna see if Jim wants to read this with me because I really like the blurb. I really like the description of Legally Blonde meets Dexter. And let me just tell you,
before you say that, I just want to say that there's something in books that both you and I love. That's like when someone is super obsessed to like just super obsessed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this did not disappoint.
Fantastic.
Welcome to Morally Gray Babes. We're your hosts, Jen and Amber, two unapologetic book addicts, diving deep into the steamiest dreams, hottest book boyfriends, and those spicy moments that make you blush.
Amber here, and we're not just here to talk plot twists and character arcs. We're breaking down everything from our favorite quotes to the spice levels that really bring the heat.
Expect a lot of laughs, a little cussing, and some seriously hot takes. Whether we're gushing over fictional men or dishing out the truth on what books deserve the hype, nothing is off limits.
So buckle up, buttercups, and get ready for real, raw, and totally unfiltered book talk. Because we're the book besties you didn't know you needed.
So I will say, like, pack your pink murder kit and say a quick prayer to the morally gray gods, because this book is unhinged, it's unapologetic, it's utterly unputdownable. So let's get this straight. We have a badass female main character who accidentally, but also kind of on purpose, starts a body count. We have a jawline wielding detective she'd rather stab than flirt with. There's a stalker who's oddly supportive and kind of hot. And a fluffy sidekick named Dexter who pees on corpses. Like, check, and fairly check. This book is a love letter to the chaotic girls, the justice seekers, and the ones who are so tired of playing nice. It's bloody, bold, and has foreplay that belongs in a courtroom or an evidence bag. So the reason I chose this book is because the things that I knew I liked and the things I knew Jen liked. This had a female main character who is a badass, an intelligent badass, which I love. This female main character was obsessed with the color pink, which Jen loves. This had a detective, and Jen loves those kind of detective mystery books, right? So I was like, check. It has a dark masked stalker, which I like.
Check.
It also has like that fluffy, it has a pet sidekick, right? And I love that. So I was like, I think we'll like this book. We weren't in a slump. We were kind of reading a lot of advanced reader copies or ARCs, and they were kind of hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted to read this really thick fantasy book. But I was like, before we dive into this, because I don't think Jen had the like
bandwidth. I did not have the bandwidth. Yep.
I was like, let's just read this cute, fluffy read before we start. And let me just say, it ain't fluffy. It's not fluffy. That's why the cover sucks, because you think it's going to be like this super rom-com-y, and it's not. Let's just talk about this. I loved how the author wrote.
Her writing is very much like Amber's writing.
Real
FYI. Amber, I've read some books that she has or books that she's in the process of writing. And I mean, in everyday life, she has this quirky, sharp, cheeky, witty repertoire. And I'm busting up laughing all the time in Voxer on a daily basis. So to read somebody that writes like she talks was just enjoyable.
It caught me off guard because she would say things and I was like, I would highlight them and I was like, Jen, she used this saying. I say this. Like, what? And she says her little quips, the female main character's quips were mainly all food items, right? Like fudgy biscuits or something like that. And mine are more like plants, like snazzy snapdragons. So it was kind of like,
but they're still quirky way. I'm just saying.
I know, but she made one statement, and I'm totally paraphrasing, but it was kind of like, I always say I got donkey kicked in the lady bits, right?
All the time.
All the time. And she says, I got punched in the lady bits. And I was like, what?
She's stealing. Is someone filming me? That's what I was like. I literally, for like a split second, this author has a lot of books. But for a second, I'm like,
you Voxer
is Amber like writing under a pen name? Like, that's literally how close it is. Like, we are going to read more of her books. I'm just putting it out there.
Yes, we're going to read more of her books because I really loved the female main character's voice in this. I love the internal dialogue of both female main character. I love the internal dialogue of the stalker. I love the internal dialogue of the detective. And it was so funny because like I'm reading this and there's a stalker and there's a detective and I'm like, oh, Jen. And she's like, Amber, is this your book and you got it published already? But this book, the girl does stack up a body count. And I
accidentally almost.
No, she kind of went after the first guy. Like she kind of.
Yeah. But the other two just fell into her lap.
Yeah. Yes. And we're not going to give any spoilers.
No.
Because there's not just one or two body counts, and there's a little bit of a miscommunication trope, but it happens at the very end. Very small.
Not irritating. Let's just put that out there.
She's got a really great relationship with her mother. There is I will say there is a lot of dark elements to this book. So again, the fluffy cover does not do it justice because so check your triggers. We're not going to cover on like what those are on the book, but her situation leads her to be a prosecutor that specializes in a certain type of cases, abuse cases, I will say. And we're just going to leave it at that. And so when that first murder happened in the book and it all went down, I snorted laughing, especially when the dog came into play. Like I was on the paw, and then he's like a snaggletooth, and he like pees on the body because I already said it already. Like he pees on the corpse, and I'm like, what? There's so much DNA in this place. Like, how is she gonna clean this up? Like, I was like feeling for this girl. Like, everything was like catastrophe with this murder. But
yeah, I would say like, so our main girl, her name is Poppy, just to give you that information. And
I like it.
I loved her name too. It totally fit her, by the way. She's an absolute badass. She's confident. She's sarcastic.
She's intelligent.
She's an attorney, super intelligent with a tough as nails past. She doesn't shy away from doing what needs to be done. And her humor is ferocious and sharp. and so cheeky that it literally had me grinning and also like belly laughing out loud the whole way through. I think I read it in 24 hours. Like, it was so good. And then there's Declan, who is like a grumpy cop with serious, I hate how hot you are vibes. The chemistry between Poppy and Declan, off the charts. Grumpy, chaotic, holy hell, someone get a fan
there's a
levels of
triangle.
attention.
There's
Yeah,
a
the
love
tension,
triangle. There's a triangle between Poppy, the mass stalker, and the detective.
Her
Right?
mind keeps going like this. Bing, bing, bing,
Yes.
bing,
So we're not going to say anything else about
Nope,
that.
of
We're not
course
going to
not.
say who she chooses,
Of
but
course not.
it was very good. The thing that I would say about this book also is that, so obviously it says she stacks up body counts, right? So it's a little gruesome. Or the torture, and she's doing the torture. And I was reading this book, and I remember stopping to box Jen and tell her she has no right anymore to ever complain about my 5-star read, Psycho Shifters. The last 3 books are my favorite. If you get through the first 3, fantastic. Books 4, 5, and 6 are like my 5 stars. And she complains because there's so much torture. This book it was like condensed torture. I was like, what is happening? Like, I had to skip read when she was unaliving one person. Like,
Mhm,
towards the end, it just was so gruesome for me. So torture trigger level, I would say it's a 4 out of 5. Please check your triggers. This
for
one
sure.
doesn't flinch. Like,
For sure. The only reason and how I think that your favorite only 5-star book and books and this book is the sense of humor that comes along with it,
Oh,
right?
they're both
Like,
snarky. They're both snarky.
no, they're both snarky. They both are humorous. They
It's
both
just because
have
she
that.
wears pink. It's just because she wears pink.
No, I'm telling you, I don't like the torture scenes in any book. And this one, there were a couple of sentences I had to skip when it was going in real deep. But besides that, I was like, it fit. And you know what?
it
And
fit.
we had a conversation about this also on Voxer about another book. Just
Yes.
not to get you guys confused. But all these things that we like, if they're in another book and the story isn't good or the writing isn't good, it doesn't work. So, like, the way she writes these things, it's like just when I feel like, except for that one little section, no, the way that she writes it, it's kind of not expected. That's not even the right word. It's tolerable. I don't know how else to say it. It just works. Like, I need to see what's next. You know what I mean? I turned pages like crazy in this book. It was so good.
I think I would agree. It worked. It was a little too much for me. It was a little too intense, especially like 1 or 2 things, mainly because I don't like those body parts being injured. There's certain body parts
that freaks you out.
Yeah, just
yes.
And
I get that.
That was one of the scenes, and I was like, "No, Poppy!" Like,
that's yeah, they're for sure. And I also will say too, if you're not in the headspace, it might not be fun to read either. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so again, the cover does not.
No, you're right. You're right. So the cover looks like a total rom-com.
Yeah,
and it's not. Totally. It's kind of rom-com-y-ish. But with that Dexter, and it is similar on the stalking level to his Sinner, Her Saint type energy. The mystery that unfolds with just the right amount of suspense and dark humor. Oh.
And like, we always can guess like the plot twists and everything. This plot twist, I felt like you kind of knew what was going to happen. Like, you kind of knew, and you kind of want it.
to be.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh, you never know.
It wasn't so obvious.
It was not super obvious. And
But
I
I-
usually know up front on all of them. And this one, I'm like, do you think, could it be?
There was a couple of plot twists, and like you kind of knew they were happening, and they happened. You're like, yeah, fine. And then at the end, that's the one I was like, yeah, I can see that. Oh, that like it just kept unraveling. I'm like, yeah, now it all makes sense. And so
she wrapped it up well. Not all
Right.
books wrap things up well. It's almost like they're
I don't have
rushing through the
any-
end of the book.
I have no critiques. I love this book. I thought it was great.
Okay, no questions. My Amber had no questions for this book. A couple things, like one of the scenes was a little too much for her because of
Yeah. Well,
torture.
it was a body part that got hurt, and I don't like it.
Correct.
No,
Correct.
but I love like the internal dialogue. Sometimes I feel like internal dialogues you get too much. This I felt was like perfection. I could stay in this girl's head all day, mainly because I like how she talks, and probably because she talks like I do. So I loved it. I loved her best friend. I loved her relationship with her mom. I liked how her mom handled things. How we can't say.
No,
Can't-
I'm not saying anything, but I'm not saying anything, but this book was pretty
See?
flawless.
I loved the detective. I loved his take on everything.
The stalker.
I
love the
love-
stalker.
I love the stalker. I loved their interaction together. That there was a scene where the detective and the stalker were together, and there was like a scene how that played out, and I loved that. There was some references to popular like movies, and which I love when that happens, because I feel like I don't like it whenever it's like brand new things, like a new song that comes out on the radio. But if it's like something like a movie or something that's like a classic and they relate to it, I love that. I could not relate to a person that loved wearing all pink, right?
I loved it.
I know. Or like name brand items, like that's just not my bag.
No.
But I appreciated that for her character. And I loved it for her because you could see it. It fit her to a T. I loved her heart and how much she cared for her clients that she was representing. Like,
and
I
her
loved-
mom and everyone, she's just
Yes.
very.
I love the freaking dog. I liked how he was
Oh,
perfection. They did say the breed name, and I was like, that's like a Shih Tzu and a, what was it? It was a Shih Tzu, right? I was like, that's a,
I don't know. It was a lot.
I was like, that's a mutt. It's a mixed breed.
Yeah.
It's between two breeds. And
It's a
so
mutt.
that kind of like annoyed me. But that's like the vet in me. I'm like, oh, stop.
Can we talk a little bit about the sexual chemistry?
No. Yes. I would say this spice.
It's so good.
This spice. I think morally questionable slow burn with a
Mhm.
side of tension that you'll
slow burn, but it keeps you going. It's not
Yeah.
like, what the hell? Like, when are we
or
going to get
you're
there?
yelling,
Not at all.
just kiss already. Just kiss her.
And there's a lot of texting, and I think that adds
like
to
text.
sexual chemistry, and you
like
love texting. Yeah, and the pacing that she did in revealing twists and just the whole way through the book, there was not a part where I was like, I can't believe this. This is a book, and I very rarely do this, but when I love a book this much, I put it down to like make myself wait a little bit. Like, it's so
You're
good.
edging yourself with a book.
I was edging myself with the book. And I haven't done that in a long time. So this was that good of a book. Obsessive love, hot sex scenes, a splash of murder, accidental or not. This book is total. I devoured it in a day. I love it. Because we both have not read this author, and to find a book that resonates with both of us, like, I cannot wait to jump into more.
Yeah, it was really good. So spice level for me, I would say it was a 3 out of 5.
Okay, I said it was a 4 out of 5, but the book that I'm reading, the book that I just read before the book that we're reading right now, was like a 5.5. So it could be a 3 now. Now that I've reset my.
I feel like that's what happens. Is like you your scale can change. So for me, I also, and I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to say what it is, but I loved the female main character's viewpoint on kissing. And so I thought that was unique and I understood why. And so I thought that was really good. For me, I think it was 3 to 5. Questionable slow burn, lots of tension like Jen loves. I mean, who doesn't? So enjoyment, I think this was like 10-10 chaotic justice fueled adrenaline hits, right? From the first blood to the final page,
10 out of 10.
I was cheering for Poppy Hartwell like she was on trial and I was on the jury. Like, spoiler alert, I'd vote not guilty. Girl was serving.
Literally.
Girl was serving vigilante goddess realness. So,
okay, what did you rate it overall?
I don't think you're gonna like my answer.
How many stars, babe?
Are we doing halvesies? No, just full solid. I would say it's a 4 out of 5. I love this book. Well, I think
it's
about
a
it
5.
daily.
You guys, it's a 5 out of 5. Don't listen.
I think it's a 4 out of 5. Like, I don't think I would think about it constantly.
What? Really? Okay.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna.
I mean,
I haven't thought about this book since I read it.
I mean, just to be clear, you'll have only had 1 5-star read in the last couple of years.
I think throughout my whole life, I have 3 5-star reads.
Okay, there you go, folks. There you go.
And one I think is like changing because I would say it was my favorite book in high school. I have a favorite book that I read in college, and then I have a book now that and it's like it's a series, and I don't even like the first. I like the first 3.
It would be a 5 for 2 of them, right? 2 of the 3.
2 of the 6 books have 5 stars. Everybody else is like a 3 or 4. So it's really hard for me to give 5s, but I love this book. I would highly recommend. I even recommended it to my DVM mom book club, right? DVM means Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. So I don't work for the DMV.
You guys run out and read this book. Period at the end. I'm telling you, you're going to love it.
If you like rom-coms with sharp knives, sharper wit, and a stalker who might just be your soulmate, this one's for you. It's like, I feel like we're going to be off to binge Rebecca Sinclair, like a lot of hers.
We'll be mixing her into all of our fantasy.
This is actually part of a
stuff.
series, right? The Accidental series. So there's 2, they're standalones. You don't have to read them. They're not interconnected. It's different people. The first one I didn't read, and it's like the third one hasn't come out. This is actually book 2 in it. So
I read the first one. I accidentally became a mob or a mafia head.
Mafia boss.
Whatever. Was not as good as this one, but it was an enjoyable read. But it wasn't like this is.
I thought this was really good. So I started this.
I'm excited for the third.
I started this one on the 1st and I finished on the 2nd.
Yeah, it's literally less than 24 hours, honestly.
I feel like mine was a little bit longer, but it was really, really, really good read. And so Rebecca Sinclair, your Instagram ad worked wonders because
no kidding.
It was like Legally Blonde meets Dexter. And I was like, oh, I gotta go check this out. And then
it's
the next day we were going to read something else.
Yeah.
And I was like, stop. Because you're like, what am I reading? What am I reading? I was like, I think this is what we're going to read. And you're like, left field, this book comes out.
I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, let's pink. She loves pink. Let's try it.
You saw the cover and you were sold.
I was like, let's do it.
The cover does remind me of Legally Blonde, right?
Yeah. And this book in particular has so many elements. Like, we love stalker vibe, like the stalker thing.
Obsessiveness.
The obsessive and stalker like stuff. And this was perfection. This was perfection.
Can I just say he like stalked her for a year?
Yeah. Before yes.
But he like instant connection to the point where he put security cameras in her
multiple, like
50,
5, 6, 50. It's a lot. It was
50 because like and
he would just come and go in her house. The dog loved him.
Oh my gosh. I was just like, Well, I'm also kind of peeved because she stole the dog. Okay, like, come on.
Well, she didn't steal the dog.
The dog had a collar.
The
The
dog,
dog had a collar.
the dog didn't have a phone number.
She didn't
It
even
was
look.
well taken care of.
It was well taken care of.
It was
had-
left out in an industrial place.
It probably like escaped because
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't believe you're complaining about that when she's like murdering people.
she stole a dog. I know.
In fact, she goes to take her to the vet and she's like, oh my gosh, are they going to scan for a chip? Like, if this
And
dog
like
is
the dog,
chipped.
and I was like, "What if they have a chip? Are you gonna kill them? Like, what is happening?" And then she's like, "Oh, sigh of relief. There's no chip." I'm like, "Oh, you stole the family pet." I got so angry.
I mean, I think the dog is probably much happier with her in her chaotic life with strangers coming in her house and all the things.
I'm just saying that dog had an amazing personality.
It was
That's
perfect.
awesome. I
All
love it.
right. Well, thanks for tuning in, babes. If you loved hanging out with us today, don't forget to check the show notes for all the juicy details and all the links.
You can also discover your next book boyfriend with our epic quiz, which is linked in our show notes. And of course, follow us for more spicy reads, hot takes, and unfiltered fun. Until next time, stay morally gray.